Everybody say hi.
Hello.
And welcome to our family at the park having ice cream for this week. We have the Johnson family. We'll start with Eden right here. And,
Hi.
and Valerie. And beautiful Evelyn. and Alex over here. And so on what I've been doing is, first couple of minutes we just kind of catch up and I'll ask you questions that you're very unprepared for.
Cool.
To see what you come up with.
All right.
So Eden, you go first. I want to know, I saw a picture of you on Facebook that your mom put on riding a horse. What did you think of that? And was it the first time you did it?
Kind of. At my friend's birthday party, she rented a pony at her birthday party, but it was nothing like riding a big horse.
It was nothing like riding a big horse. Yeah, because usually those ponies, they lead you on them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Did somebody lead your horse or did you ride it yourself?
I rode the horse myself.
And how did you control it?
They didn't really control it. They knew the whole thing, the
Okay.
whole route.
So they had
I had to steer it a couple times.
Yeah, I had
You
to
say whoa.
I had to say whoa because they kept moving when they weren't supposed to.
And did they listen to you?
Mm-hmm.
What was the horse's name that you were on? Do you remember?
Uno.
Uno?
He was one of the #1 horses. That's why his name's Uno.
Really? So those of you watching at home may not know that Valerie works at the COVID unit at Flagler and has been staying healthy through this whole time, thankfully. And we, many of you have probably been praying for her because you've been on our prayer list. So I want to hear about is the Darth Vader mask that you've been wearing.
I think of it as like when you're going out to see like bees and stuff.
Oh,
It
yeah.
looks like a bee.
I was thinking that she could like walk on the moon with it maybe.
Yeah, looks like that too.
Or scuba dive.
Yeah.
So why did you end up with such a big contraption?
So they had to purchase these ones because our other helmets that we had that are used for patients that are on airborne precautions got worn out because they've never been used to being used as much as they were. And
Daily.
the cords were starting to fray on them and they weren't working. The battery was dying, so they got these new ones, which are a little bit heavier, but the battery lasts a lot longer.
Yeah.
And we're safe. So
And does it actually have like an air pack on the back?
So on the back, there's 3 filters that filter the air, and that's
my
and
God,
then
it is like
I
a
guess
scuba
it's the
diver.
battery too.
It is. So
Yeah.
you feel very safe with them on. I mean, it's cumbersome and.
It's very cumbersome. It's
What do
heavy.
your patients say when you walk in with that?
Well,
and they're like,
some of them say something, but some of them, I guess they're just used to it. But yeah, it's different type of nursing with that all day long.
excellent. Yeah, I'm sure. You must be worn out when you get home.
Yeah.
Absolutely. And Evelyn, darling, I heard a tale that you are having a new tooth.
Yeah.
Yay! Evelyn got her first tooth. She looks very excited about it.
She looks kind of tired.
She does look kind of tired. Oh, what was that? There
Oh,
comes
there's
a
a
smile.
Oh, and some drool.
I think she's
Nice.
nervous of being in front of a camera.
You think that's what it is? She's got a little stage fright kind of
Like-
thing.
There we go.
So, Alex, where are you from? St. Augustine, or did you come here from somewhere else?
From Jacksonville. I was born and raised in Jacksonville.
Really?
Yep. So not too far.
Not too far. And when did you move down to St. Augustine?
When did I move down here?
When we met.
Well, yeah, not long after we met.
Is
So.
that what brought you to? I can
absolutely.
understand that.
Oh, yeah.
These two lovely ladies.
Mhm.
So you've been here since then.
Yep.
And you like it here much better, I'm sure.
Oh yeah,
The
absolutely.
traffic, even though it seems bad to us, is much better, I'm sure, for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
It's just a lot more peaceful.
Yeah, like look at us tonight.
Yeah.
Yeah, so nice here. So I want to thank you guys for being willing to do this because you don't really know what you're signing up for when I call you and ask
I
you
was
things
like,
like
what are
that.
we doing on the way here?
We are going to do a Bible lesson. It'll be for the family, and there will be interaction from everyone. This isn't just here for Eden. It's for all of us to kind of talk and kind of just see how families do this together. Because I don't know when we're going to get back to church where you can trust us to teach her. So you got them.
Oh yeah.
You're taking the role. All right. So last week we were here with the Dean family. We talked about the armor of God. And the armor of God is invisible. Can't see it. But it's the way that Paul described how God has like a protective layer around us. Kind of like a Roman guard had all of that armor that they had on. Does that make sense? So you can't see it, but it's there to protect you. And it definitely comes from God. The different parts. So this week we're going to talk about one of those parts, and it is called the belt of truth. All right, the belt of truth. So before I even read the Bible lesson or the Bible scripture, I want to ask you guys a question. All right, so you're going to have to use the pause sign so everybody at home can answer before you shout it out. Okay? So I'll ask the question. You hold up the pause sign.
Right now?
Yeah, you can hold it up. So this is the question. What is a lie? What is a lie? It's kind of hard to describe.
Like, not telling the truth
Very good.
Not
Not
telling
telling
the
the truth.
and keeping something from you? No, not keeping
It
something from
can
you.
be.
Sometimes you're lying by not telling the truth and just not saying anything.
Yeah.
It's kind of a way, isn't it? Mm-hmm. Anything else?
Half truths.
Half
You're in
truths,
half
things that are
yeah.
make people think it's
Yeah.
really true, but it's not quite. Okay, so I like your definition of what a lie is when you're not telling the truth. So now I'm going to ask you to hold the pause sign up again. I'm going to ask another question. The question this time is, what is the truth?
And the truth is when, if you like get in trouble and they ask you, like if they know you're in trouble, they don't know what you did, then you tell them, and you tell them actually what you did, and don't say not make something up. You just
Being honest.
tell them the honest thing.
And it's good.
Nice.
Not making it up. Good. I like those two
Yeah.
descriptions. So a lie is not true, and truth is when it's honest and it's not made up. Okay? All right. So here's the Bible verse. Are you ready for it? It says, it's in Ephesians 6, and it's Paul that wrote this. And he said, stand firm then with the belt of truth buckled around your waist. The belt of truth buckled around your waist. So where's your waist?
Right.
Right
In the
around
center
here.
of you, right?
Mhm.
Kind of the center.
The center. Oh, I love that.
Yeah.
The center. And would a belt protect you in battle? Because it's called armor when we think about battles. Would a belt protect you? What do you guys think?
You can.
Yeah.
You can take it off and whap someone.
Yeah, that would be using it as a weapon.
You carry other things on a belt.
Mm-hmm.
That's exactly what our Roman guards, back in the day when Paul was writing this, they had a belt, and every piece of their armor kind of snapped or fit onto it.
Like the Batman belt.
Yeah,
There you go.
yeah, and only different tools, right? Or like a carpet, like a flooring, like
Right.
you have a tool belt,
pouch.
and it's got everything that you need right there. The Roman guard's belt held everything in place. So it didn't protect him so much as it was kind of the foundation for him to put all of the rest of his armor on. Otherwise, he'd be carrying it and holding it in place, and he couldn't really
Yeah.
have a battle very well. He wouldn't be effective, would he? So we've got Eden at the bottom of the hill in a pair of my pants that are too big for her, and she's gonna head up this way, making a running move, and see if what happens to them with no belt. Whoop, whoop.
Why
Fall-
won't they fall?
I think that they're falling. Yeah, look at that. Look at how they're falling down, and they're all underneath her shoes. Is that a safe way to run with your pants like that?
No.
I don't think so either. So we saw that Eden could have easily gotten tripped up without a belt. And God knows us very well because he made us, and he knows that lies can also trip us up in a different way. Well, you might not fall on the ground, but we might fall and lose a friend. We might fall and lose somebody's trust. Those kind of trips and falls. Okay? So that's why he said the very middle, that foundation, that belt of truth is the first thing you need to put on. Because you need to know the truth so you don't get tripped up in your life as you go. Okay, so we're going to play a true or false game. I have the answers. You get to tell me whether you think this is true or whether this is false. Truth or a lie, I should say. While playing ping pong balls have been measured at up to 99 miles an hour. True or false? True.
True. I think true.
True. What do you think, Eden?
I don't know anything about ping pong.
Well, you think they can go that fast?
The cars drive like 50 to 70, depending on where they are. So 99 means it's going faster than your car.
False.
You think it's
You
false?
think it's false?
I think it's false.
Well, it's true.
Ooh, that's pretty crazy.
Okay, next one.
That can go fast.
Adult elephants cannot jump.
No, they can't.
Probably can't.
It's false. I
I
mean, it's
false.
true. It's true.
True.
Yeah, I don't
Or
think
true.
they can jump.
Yeah.
I learned that at the zoo.
Awesome, it is
Yeah,
true.
like when we were
Good
seeing the
listener.
elephants, the lady said, "Did you know elephants are the only animals that can't jump? They can't get off with 2 legs."
I believe it.
Because
That's
of
a
all their
lot of weight to lift.
Yeah.
Like,
Okay,
get up.
third one. This one is very tricky. Mosquito repellents don't repel mosquitoes. They actually hide you. True or false?
Oh, that's probably true.
I think it's false.
I think it's true.
Well, I don't know. True. I think it's true.
Because
So
like
one false
mosquitoes,
and 2 truths.
because like mosquitoes, whenever I put it like the repellent on, it just they still come. I'm like,
So maybe it's not doing a good job of either repelling or hiding you.
Yeah.
The fact is, it is true that the spray blocks the mosquito's sensors to smell you. That's what this says. So they don't even know you're there. It like hides you from them. So I noticed that on some of those, you guys weren't sure whether it was true or whether it wasn't true. Were there any questions you guessed on?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
And why did you guess?
Didn't know the answer.
Yeah.
I
That's
didn't- I
the
didn't
for
guess.
sure answer.
I didn't guess.
You knew them for sure. You knew the answers.
I think you
That fast.
guessed at the ping pong ball going 99 miles an hour because you said false.
Yeah, I
And
kind
it
of
was
guessed because I
true.
didn't know.
So why would you guess at one of those things?
Because I didn't know.
Alex said it. Yeah, because you don't know for sure. So you're making a guess based on what you do know. The little bit you know, you think, can a ping pong ball go faster than my car? And you would guess no, but
That's so weird.
they really
how it
can.
goes faster than your car.
yeah.
Short distance.
Yeah.
Short distance. Yeah.
Yeah.
So sometimes it's like that in our lives. We believe the wrong thing simply because we didn't know that it was wrong, because we haven't been taught the right thing yet.
So
Like you knew elephants didn't jump because you had been taught that. So you knew that one. You didn't have to guess at that one.
So, like, mistakes help you learn and stuff.
That's very true. That's very true. So we're going to pause for a second. So hold up the pause sign. Thank you. And I want every family to talk about a time that you were lied to.
So, whenever I'm at my dad's house, I tell my sister, my stepsister about, like, anything. If I read a book or watched a movie or a show, she'll be like, yeah, I've watched that. And I'm like, okay. And I feel like she's lying to me sometimes.
Yeah.
Because I ask her about the movie and she's like,
She's not able to tell details.
yeah, she's not.
Describe it.
She makes excuses like, I don't want to ruin it for you. I tell her that I
Yeah.
haven't finished everything of it. So.
Yeah.
And why do you think she does that?
Because she just wants to feel included.
Yeah.
Included. Yeah.
Which I'm fine with that. I don't care.
Yeah. It's not a lie that hurts.
Yeah, it doesn't
It just
really
makes
hurt me.
you lose trust in people
Yeah.
when they lie to you often. Yeah. Okay, so we all found out here in our talking, and I hope they did at home too, that everybody gets lied to. And sometimes it hurts us. sometimes it hurts them, and sometimes nobody gets hurt, even though it's a lie, right? Now I have another question for you guys.
Yay, I love questions.
Do you ever lie to yourself? Wait, throw the pause up so they can answer at home before you do. Have you ever told yourself a lie?
Yes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Say
you know, just kind of like pushing through something. Like maybe if it's something like, I don't know, you're not feeling well or something, but you're just like, oh no, I'm fine. You just ignore it. You kind of lie to yourself, like you should kind of ignore a problem or something.
Yeah.
Like that.
Is this like a lie when I know I'm a good dancer and I say I'm not a good dancer?
That's exactly what I'm talking about. In your mind, you're thinking, I'm not as good as the other dancers, but you are just as good as the other
Yeah,
dancers.
sometimes I think.
Yeah. Yeah, that's exactly the kind of lie I'm talking about. And knowing that truth from God helps us, especially with those lies that we tell ourselves, because God tells you you're good, you're great, He loves you, you're perfectly made just the way He wants you to. But sometimes we tell ourselves, I'm not smart enough, or I don't have enough friends, or I'm no good at this, kind of lies.
It reminds me of that song that was like on the Christian radio. I don't remember what it was called, but she was talking about like God saying that she was like good, I think, and she's saying she was not, or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah, there are songs
No,
like
she
that.
said like, you say I'm loved, but she thinks she's
Yes,
not.
you say I am. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's a great song. I
Yeah.
love that. Eden, I want to ask you a question about Evelyn. All right. Has she learned any new tricks lately?
Yes.
What has she learned to do that she couldn't do before?
Well, I can't really show you because it's on the
You can
ground.
Yeah.
just explain it.
So she like goes on the ground and she does downward dog sometimes.
Yeah, so she's learning to push up.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Isn't that
And
a
why do you
problem?
think she's
Yeah,
learning
and
to do that?
Why is she trying to do that?
What is that important skill for her to be able to push up on her arms?
For her to get stronger at doing.
Yeah, she's building her muscles. She's learning how her arms work, right?
Yeah.
So when we're learning God's truth, we learn a little at a time. It's not like tomorrow it's all just going to be in your head and your heart's going to be full of it and you're going to know it all, is it? That would be like Evelyn getting up tomorrow and going for a walk,
That's so funny.
right? Without ever learning to pull herself up or to play in a chair with her feet touching the ground.
That is so
She's not just going to get up and walk, is she?
Yeah.
And with our belt of truth from God, we're not going to wake up one day and know all the answers. And we're not going to feel all the truth.
Yeah, like if you're practicing for like a test and like one day you don't understand it, but like after a couple of days you know it pretty
It
good
kicks
because
in.
you practice.
Yeah.
You practice and you.
Exactly. You're saying exactly the words I want you to say. Because, and it's the same way with learning about God's truth.
The
We'll
only
learn
way-
a little at a time every day of our life. And so are you learning about God's truth now? I mean, now, at age, what are you?
Whoa.
9?
Yeah.
You not? Woo! Big
was a
gust of wind. So I was asking before the big gust of wind came, if Eden, at your age, are you learning some of God's truth?
Yeah.
What do you think?
What have you learned about God and
Like to tell the truth. Like
Yeah.
not to lie to people.
Yeah. And
Not
every
lie to
time,
you either.
right? Not lie to yourself. Yeah. So every time you go to Sunday school or listen to a lesson online now or read the Bible or say a prayer, you're building your knowledge of truth. And what about at your age? Are you still learning?
oh yeah, always learning.
And Alex?
Absolutely.
It's going to be a whole lifetime of learning till we have a
She's
belt
too
of
squirmy.
truth. She is so cute.
She is wired right now.
Did you have ice cream?
Well, she was like eating the spoon. I think there
What?
must have been a
Look at
little
it
bit of
all.
ice cream on there.
Remnants.
Very well could have been.
Give her
Turn
mama
and kiss
kisses.
right in the face.
Kisses. Oh, sweet.
Thank you, Mama.
So one thing we can do to help us learn truths and remember that to remember that there's going to be lies told to us and there's going to be truths told to us, even by ourselves. And we need to be able to kind of distinguish those two. And which ones are God's truths So one thing you can do is you can pray and you can ask for God to help you. Like recognize when you're being lied to or when you're lying to yourself about dancing, and recognize the truth when you hear it. Okay, so Miss Valerie is going to close us in prayer today for our family time at the park. So let's bow our heads and fold our hands and all that good stuff.
Dear God, thank you so much for our family, for this time together at the park with Miss Martha, for the lessons that we learned, and for this beautiful park and our health. And we thank you for guiding us towards the truth. Amen.
Amen. Excellent. And now we just get to say, can you tell everyone to tune in next week
Tune in next week.
to Families at the Park having ice cream?
Families at the park eating ice cream.
And we will learn about another piece of the armor that God has. Because this week we just kind of learned the foundation. So we're going to learn about the other pieces each week. All right? So we will see you next week. Bye. Wait, bye-bye, Evelyn.
He's kind of nervous in front of camera.